Now, without further ado, I would like to talk about our three biggest features in version 11. The first one is the AI Fusion roadmap. So I'm sure everyone has talked about this, but I will also talk about it nonetheless. How many of you have used ChatGPT? Okay. Now, if you have not used ChatGPT, you should, because it's going to be a part of our life. Not itself, ChatGPT, but the likes of ChatGPT in a major way. Okay. So I may have time to do a demo on ChatGPT if you like, but it's not the point today. But maybe for the sake, because I see that only about 5-10% have used it, so I like to just go through it a little bit. But before that, let me talk about MonsoonSIM development so far. It has been a decade of experiential learning development. We have started in 2012, all the way until today. And this is what we have done since 2012. First version, we simulate physical auditors. Second version, full CAPRP. Third version, also the same. Fourth and fifth, with service action. Sixth, we have target KPI robots. We introduced robots and clubs and leads on version 7 in Bali in 2019. And followed by version 8, we have dynamic locations, transaction exploration, kilo rating, export, import, crisis, clubs, R&D, in collaboration with university. Version 9 was in 2021. We have dynamic charts, easier registration, improved boss, dynamic quiz, and so on. And version 10, we have real-time refresh on your transaction, making it easy for you to learn. And then configuration roadmap, road sign, coffee break, step, refresh, grocery, player registration. So that's our journey so far, right? 2012. Now, something never changed. That is our R&D motto. We have never changed that motto, which is a very simple 4-step. Easier to teach, more to teach. These are for you guys, educators. And then for your students, easier to learn, more to learn. And that's it. Everything we do is based on that 4 motto. Thanks to you, so far we have 115 learners globally. We have 278 organizations, mostly education, industry, education institutions. We have over 1,900 certified facilitators. We have 51,000 sessions have been conducted today. Here we are, version 11. These are the 3 things that we'll have to share. The first one is AI Fusion begins. Why it begins? Because it will never end. It is a journey. It will continue to expand and embrace AI. When AI gets stronger, when AI gets smarter, we will too. We will go together. We will embrace. That's why I call it the journey, and it begins. The second one is moving consumer goods industry, which later on Dr. Carlos will explain more about the challenges in the industry. And number 3 is funding. So today we will see the fast-moving consumer goods later on in the afternoon, what it means, what it has, what it supports, and how you teach. It's going to be fun teaching with fast-moving consumer goods, because it will make your retail business ever so more challenging and fun. Then we have the business funding tomorrow. We will launch business funding, which means that your students will be able to learn how to grow their business like a startup. They will have to fight to get some sort of KPI, and then they will have to meet the investor, and then they will have to make a commitment with the investor, and they will then have to deliver what they promised to the investor. And if they don't, the consequence may be quite challenging. Okay, so the AI fusion, what does it mean? Again, it's a journey because AI is going to every part of our life now, whether we like it or not. AI will transform our life the way electricity will. That's how I see it. I don't know whether you agree, but I see that AI is going to transform our life just like electricity. But maybe a million times speed. Just a few months ago, we saw ChatGPT, and a few months later, everyone is talking about it. Every country, every school, every classroom, every meeting, every strategic meeting, whether you're in education, whether you're in marketing, ChatGPT is the hot topic today. So, why are we going to fuse with AI? Right? Again, that's it. This is the reason. We want to make you have more things to teach, easier to teach. And your student more to learn and easier to learn. That's why we use AI also. So today, the facilitator is what they say is this is what we have now. Facilitator really don't have too much support from the AI or the boss. Currently, it's a program AI and it's on boss 1.0. A little bit of help to your students, especially new students. We can guide them a little bit. Then we are going to talk about the next one. But before that, let me show you what ChatGPT is. This is one of the playgrounds of ChatGPT. You can ask any question and you will answer. Right? So you say, anyone has anything to ask? How about anyone? How to write me a song about a marketing program. Write me a marketing program. Write me a marketing program. Okay. On MonsoonSIM? Yeah. MonsoonSIM, yeah. Create a website on MonsoonSIM, develop effective customer acquisition, including discount promotion, establish a customer loyalty program, organize promotion event, develop effective things, and so on, customer survey, and so on. Now, those are quite generic, but you can also make it harder. You can ask them to say, write a marketing program that has, people dancing on it, or, celebrity coming, and they will fine-tune it for you. Agree? Those that have used ChatGPT agree with me? Yes. In fact, I asked them to write me a song about MonsoonSIM, and he came up with a song about MonsoonSIM. And I say, not enough, I would like to put some music in it. And he put some music in it. So all I have to do is to find someone to sing it. And then I can say that, look, the song, can I have a Taylor Swift touch? And then he changed the wording with a bit of Taylor Swift thing. And then I say, how about Donald Trump thing?
write me a song about MonsoonSIM with some kind of Donald Trump English. And then you put that very, very good and very, So that's how powerful it is now. Now this is just the beginning, right? The way I see it, everybody will have their own AI now. Soon, you'll have an AI as a doll in your pocket, in your wallet. You can have your own AI dog that you can talk to every day. You can have specific AI on cooking and so on. And there's a lot of people are going to go that way, developing AI on cooking, developing AI on dancing and so on. But again, we cannot, from MonsoonSIM's point of view, we have to stick with the 4 principles, right? We are not developing AI just to become a good player. We are developing AI in order to make you teach easier and so on. Okay, so back to our roadmap. Our first phase has been the AI for the player, but that was a programmed AI. The next phase is going to be a generative AI and player's guide. And for the teacher, it's going to be the generative AI or facilitator's guide. Then the next phase, the AI is going to be your advisor, help you along, maybe help you do some analysis for a particular student, maybe help you to write a report, maybe help you mark the students, as assess the students' progresses, because that's the power it is. We have to use it in order to help you make your life easier. Okay. And then for the players, it's going to be their partners. The real partner, they will talk to them and so on. And then eventually there will be audio and they can really talk to them. But today, that audio part is not the difficult thing. It's easy. The difficult thing is the brain behind it. It's the generative AI that is behind it. And that is coming. So, sorry, yes. Yeah. We have something called calls that help the student. When they play the game, they will help them. If they don't know, they can ask them, what's my situation? What's my cash flow? But later, you can ask them more, not just about the game, not just how to play the game, but more. Such as, let's say you forgot the concept of current ratio. Then you ask, you can search the active guide. If you cannot, then you can ask them, and then it will answer you that current ratio is this, this, this. Or the teacher can ask the same question. So you can have that. Is it clear about control? Okay. Thank you. At this point, I'd like you to say hello to Boss 2.0. Now, let me share with you a little bit background about how we get to the Boss 2.0. How many of you have trained AI? I know you have used it. Have you trained one? Okay, so this is the result of our training, months of training. Basically, how AI works at this point is that they have an intelligence based on what maybe September 2022 or something. Before that, after that, they don't know much. And you have to feed them information. So we've been feeding information for a while. Now, if you look at ChatGPT in the playground, you can ask all kinds of models. There's a Da Vinci model, there's Ada model, there's Kufi model, there's a Codex, whatever. There's a lot of model AI. Some are very good to help you make programs. some are very good in chatting, some are very good in various functions. So what we have done is we have developed our own. If you look at this is from ChatGPT. These are the AI. They have the Litchi, Kuri, Babbage, and Ada. But now, if you look down here, you see a lot of MonsoonSIM AI. These are all the AI we have developed. We have trained. And it's not that very easy because it's trained like a little child. You have to slowly feed the information. It's not something that immediately happens. You cannot tell him that says that if I ask you who you are, you have to tell me your name is Mr. Ross. It doesn't look like that. You have to tell him a lot of time. It's like a little child because he has his own thinking. If you ask him, for example, give you an example, yeah? What is the bad thing about smoking or something? Then this AI may say, smoking is very bad for you and it may kill a lot of people, or it may say something wrong. But that's understandable because it's like a little child working, learning. But after a while, he learns that smoking, oh, there's so much information about smoking. Then he will give you a better answer. And that is why we have been training a lot of AI and bring them to you. So the result is Boss 2.0. So this is the prototype, and it will be there on your screen within this year for sure. You can ask him anything. Anyone has any question about business? Obviously, you know that it's based on ChatGPT. He knows a lot. But let's ask him something about MonsoonSIM or whatever, right? How you teach and so on. The power of it is amazing, yeah? Let me just say. Okay, this is the typical question, and of course he will answer you. But let's suppose we want to make it a little bit more. Let's suppose we want to ask something more different, not just what is. Let's just say, bagaimana MonsoonSIM bisa membantu kita mengajar? Betul kan? Let's ask them some in different language, different context, different syntax. So let's do it. Ini kita belum pernah coba ya. Ini jawabannya. MonsoonSIM memungkinkan para pendidik untuk mengkonfigurasi kurikulum mereka dengan cara berbagai bisnis berbeda. Dengan demikian, siswa akan lebih terlibat dalam mencapai bisnis mereka sendiri dalam ekonomi yang diproyeksikan dan pelajari keterampilan kompetensi yang berharga. Pendidik juga dapat menggunakan algoritma di belakang lain untuk melakukan simulasi kerja yang sangat realistis sehingga lulusan dapat dengan cepat mulai bekerja di tempat kerja. And you can ask them in Italian and in French, in Spanish, if you like. So this is a few degrees beyond our own world now. It understands context. So can you imagine when you're running, right? You can have all sorts of help, right? You can say, oh, what am I going to do today? Or how was this? Give me a summary of my day today based on the KPI. That's quite amazing, isn't it? Okay, so any questions about Boss 2.0.
Going to have a platform like this, right? In the near future, if the student would like to learn something on the business, they just give the questions, they're going to have something like this, right?
Yeah, so eventually this will be your boss, right? The boss on the top. So the student will have their own boss, and they can ask them, first of all, there is active guide today that is very, very comprehensive. The student can look and search for the things that they need to learn. They can see from there. Now, if they run out of questions, then they can click and ask. So it's another form of help that is more flexible. So not just the PowerPoint that we have given the student in terms of the active guide, but we are going to give them the AI also, which they can ask. There are only two problems why we cannot launch it so soon. First is the cost. There are costs associated with this that are not cheap. Secondly, is the model itself is still a little bit, it's still in the progress. So we are absolutely waiting for ChatGPT to release a better model, smarter one, and then we can tap on them, train them for our purpose.
What will happen in case of student we invented this one, MonsoonSIM, right? And once they read the questions and the answer that student is generating and maybe not exactly correct or workable. So how in terms of facilitator, how
Very good point. So the question is, what happens if the student asks some question and the answer wasn't that correct? Well, that is possible, entirely possible. So that is something that students can have to differentiate about whether or not the answer is correct or not. Now, it all depends on the training. It all depends on the journey. That's why it's a journey. It's an ongoing journey. Okay. Any other question?
one more question? So
Sure.
in terms of as a facilitators, right? After we take a look at the answers and we found that maybe something wrong that and we would like to train them.
Oh, that's
the
it.
perspective. Can I?
Unfortunately, no. So you have to speak back to our R&D and we will train them on the better answer. Yeah. So we have to provide a trained feedback and so on. Now, I like to share the active guide with you right now as we speak. Do you know that we have a very comprehensive active guide now in MonsoonSIM? If you click this button, you will see a list of help that is very, very nicely categorized. Let me read out some of the help for you because I don't think it is very clear to you, but let me read out. MonsoonSIM environment, know your menu, get to know my home and game server, know your forum, the game elements, the product, the locations, the vendors, the retail customer, the marketing media, everything is here. All you have to do is click. And then we have section 1, section 2. Let me read out section 1. Create a new game, create teams, understand types of learners, assign robots to learners, to teams, assign virtual learners to learn, visiting your learners page, configure, init, run first game, understand road time, stop a running game, and so on. And you can click, and then it will give you the help. Some of the help is step by step. All you have to do is to show and click down. So as a facilitator, you have nothing to worry. It's all in the blue book. Remember the blue book. Just click the blue book, and all the help for you is there. It's called active guide. So every time you see a blue book, you just click, and then if you are not sure, just do a search. So let's say you want to search for something.
You say, what is MRP? And this is the general concept of MRP. And then you click go, and then that's your MRP concept. So you can use this as your teaching materials. You can use this as teaching materials. Yeah? And soon, this will come into various languages. We are going to translate into various languages. So you can, again, it's all about making it easier for you to teach, easier for the student to learn.